welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be quite a quick one. We're looking at some recording techniques in FL Studio, specifically some tips to help you remember or not lose any good ideas or melodies. So let's get right into it. The first thing I want to look at is background MIDI recording. Whenever you're playing a synth, sample library, drum machine, or plugin in FL Studio, it's recording you all the time. So I have a MIDI keyboard in front of me, but whether I press record or not, whether I'm playing along with my project, I have the metronome on or not, it doesn't matter. Everything I do on this keyboard is being recorded the whole time. So I'm just going to start playing. And I want to stress, this could be any plugin, it could be a drum machine, a sample library, it doesn't really matter. When you've finished your performance, just make sure that you have a pattern selected in an instrument, and then go up to Tools, Dump Score Log to Selected Pattern, and you'll see that everything up to the last 30 minutes has been recorded. So let's just go last 5 minutes. So if I press F7 to pull the piano roll up, those chords have been recorded. And you can see that the notes and all of their data has been recorded, so all the velocities that I was playing at are also recorded down here. A few shortcuts that might help you out. If you press Ctrl-A to select everything, then you can move things side to side. You can also press Alt-Q to quantize your notes, or you can press Ctrl-Q, which just automatically locks them in to the nearest grid. And if I zoom in a little bit closer, a handy feature to have enabled is Edit, Allow resizing from left, and as you'd expect, this allows you to resize the notes from the left-hand side as well as just the right-hand side, and I find this is much easier than trying to resize from the right and then dragging it over to make it fit. I have shown this background recording tip before, but it was buried inside a larger FL Studio tips video, and I kept getting comments and notifications from people that when they discovered this technique, it really made a huge difference to their recording ability. And I like this technique for a few reasons, and one is that it really takes the pressure off recording. We all know that sometimes the best takes and the best performances are not done when you hit the record button. Another reason why I like this technique is that sometimes when you press record and do your countdown, the first chord here can be cut off. If you start pressing the chords too soon, it's simply not detected and not recorded. So this way you always get the recording that you want. And if we press F5 to go back to the playlist, something I would recommend for this technique is just selecting, this is just a right click and drag, select a couple of bars, put the metronome on and press play, but you don't have to record. And now with the metronome on, you can be performing and preparing to record. And if you do capture something, you've probably been playing along to the metronome, and therefore it will likely be in time with your project anyway. But it takes a little bit of pressure off, because I know that sometimes you hit that record button and things can just fall to pieces. So that's the most important thing I wanted to show, but I wanted to recreate it for audio recording. And a good way to do this is on your master track or any channel you're trying to record onto. If you load an Edison, and you can do this just by pressing Ctrl and E, which will just automatically add an Edison to that slot, or you can press F8 to open the plugin picker and simply drag and drop the Edison onto the channel. Edison is FL Studio's best audio recorder and editing tool, and I have a full tutorial for it, which I'll link up in the corner here and in the description. But in short, this just helps you record audio. What I'm going to do is change the input mode to simply input, and this records when it detects an input. Here you set how long it records for. Now Edison records directly into your RAM, so I wouldn't recommend setting it forever. I'd probably limit it to something like 500 megabytes, something like this. And now when you press record, whenever an input is detected, this could be from a microphone that you're recording, or it could be an internal synthesizer or sound generator. It's just going to start recording, including all the effects, and then when you stopped, it's simply going to stop. And you might notice there's this faint sort of green line here, and this is an input sensitivity. So if I play quiet notes, you'll see nothing's happening, and if I play some louder notes, it'll start recording. So if you set the sensitivity a little bit lower, this can be a good way to sort of be recording everything in the background to waveform audio. And you could simply minimize this window and say keep it in one of the corners whilst you're recording, or you can simply just close the window, and you'll know that when you're recording, maybe you're doing a practice, a warm-up take, you're preparing to record some guitar or some vocals. Maybe you do something that you really liked and you think, you know what, actually I could edit that and make it work. And having the Edison here as a backup just means that you never have to lose any of those takes. But do remember, if it's on the master, it's going to be recording everything, so the backing track and your vocals. So you may want to run an Edison on a specific channel, maybe where you're recording the vocals or the guitar or whatever it is that you are recording. So that's everything for this video, but if it was helpful, do let me know in the comments section down below, and also share any of your own recording sort of tips or techniques that have helped you over the years. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.